Some people have extremely exotic tastes in their choice of pets. From giant reptiles to animals that weigh more than my car, here are some scary pets people choose to have, to each their own. Number 10. Vampire bat. These eerie-looking creatures are distinct from other mammals in two significant ways. First, they are the only mammals that can fly. And second, they are the only mammals whose sustenance consists entirely of blood. So, how does a vampire bat obtain blood to feed on? You could say they are relatively picky, since their primary sources of blood usually include cattle and horses, but very rarely humans. Although that might not be as comforting to people who have fallen prey to this vampiric spookster. Would you have a pet that sucks blood? You'd be surprised how many people actually do. Vampire bats come out at night and lands on all fours under its intended prey. After it's detected the flow of warm blood with its nose, which is equipped with a heat sensor, it strikes that spot with its razor-sharp teeth. Then this scary creature laps up the blood with its tongue, while its saliva prevents the blood from clotting. I bet this intro to vampire bats scared you more than the latest iteration of Dracula. However, this fellow is very unlikely to pose danger to people in any significant way, so many people own one as their pet. Are these people normal? That's up to you. Number 9. Monitor lizard. I once had a pet gecko. It was super cute and always reminded me to get a lower rate on insurance. Haha, wink wink. But this next animal, I don't think I would personally choose it as my next pet. Our kinda creepy reptile friends occupy the number 9 spot on this list simply for the fact that most people would run for their lives if they were to ever see one in their home. Maybe not the cutest, but definitely one of the most interesting and exotic pets out there. The monitor lizard belongs to the family Varanidae, and there are 79 species. Evidence suggests that this family of lizards originated in Asia some 65 million years ago. They are not the prettiest sight, but beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Their large bodies are covered in scales that can range from green to tan to gray to brown in color. Their bodies can vary in length from 8 inches to almost 10 feet. It should be noted that they are very territorial and aggressive, so other animals, especially their chosen prey, be it birds, fish, insects, or small mammals, beware of these carnivore predators and/or scavengers. But if you're really keen on getting one of these reptilians as your pet, don't let this information discourage you. They can provide some great companionship if kept, treated, fed, and tamed properly. The usual display of displeasure of an unruly monitor lizard consists of biting, scratching, and tail whipping, which can be quite painful. However, if you possess a dexterous taste for pets, this one might be for you. Hey, real quick, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Give this video a like and hit that subscribe button for more videos like these. Number 8. Tailless whip scorpion. These natural curiosities are technically arachnids that are neither spiders or scorpions, but resemble a cross between the two. They have no tail, as their name implies, but their front pair of stretchable legs act as whip-like sensory organs. These legs pick up chemical cues from their environment, which helps them to orient themselves and find prey. Their cephalothorax, or the foremost body section, possesses a shell-like covering with its width larger than its length. This is gonna sound scary, so grab on to your comfy blankets. These spooky creatures have 8 legs, a pair of eyes at the front of their body, and 3 pairs of eyes on all the sides. Their oval-shaped flat bodies can vary in length from 0.3 to 2 inches. Enthusiasts and lovers of strange, creepy, idiosyncratic pets and animal species can purchase these incredibly spooky, yet relatively harmless, to humans at least, creatures everywhere, even online, and many people do. Many of them find the contradiction of having something that looks this scary, but is actually cute, very gratifying. And the fact that this is an unusual choice of a pet makes it an excellent conversation starter at parties. Number 7. Python. Who in their right mind would want to own a python as a pet, you might ask? More and more people, as it turns out, including my ex-boyfriend. Don't ask. Pythons are non-venomous snakes located in Australia, Africa, and Asia. There are 41 species of python within the family Pythonidae, which, according to the renowned expert in the field Sarah Vernum, contains some of the largest snakes in the world, and some of them which can grow up to 30 feet in length. Their coloring often depends on their local habitat and the need for camouflage. It ranges from elaborately patterned scales to solid brown and bright green. According to Veranum, most pythons possess heat-sensing labial pits to aid them in finding warm-blooded prey. These vicious predators first lure in their victims, and then, after they've grabbed the prey with their long teeth, they kill it by constriction. Are you scared yet? Obviously, there are adventurous or maybe even slightly exhibitionist people who enjoy being in proximity to these literally killer animals, so they decide to treat them as pets. Is that ever a good idea? According to most sources, including PETA, no. PETA accentuates the fact that removing pythons from their natural habitat is an act of cruelty, given the fact that about 75% of snakes die within a year of captivity in human homes. And large aquariums they're placed in restrict their natural movements. Other sources, including numerous news reports about pythons killing their owners, strangling them in mere minutes, seem to indicate that having a python as a pet is like treating a loaded gun as a toy. Nevertheless, there will be more and more people who will, maybe out of sense of adventure or sheer boredom, opt for pythons as pets. We'll let you decide how scary that is. Number 6. Grizzly bear. Some of you watching this video may shudder with disbelief, but yes, there are people who are willing to house grizzly bears as their pets. Dogs and cats in shelters everywhere are not too happy about this. Standing as tall as 8 feet, the grizzly bear is a subspecies of brown bear who are mostly inhabitants of Western Canada and northwestern United States. These omnivores are adaptable to changing climates, increasing their food intake up to 40 kilograms per day, gaining about 1 kilogram of body weight per day. During the fall, when the temperature drops and food starts becoming scarcer, they dig dens in the sides of hills to get ready for hibernation during the winter, when they fall into deep sleep to conserve energy. But why would anyone want to own a pet grizzly bear? Brutus is, arguably, the most famous domesticated grizzly bear adopted by Casey Anderson from National Geographic's Expedition Grizzly. However, Brutus was adopted as a cub and was never going to display any behavioral traits that other grizzly bears would. On the other side, we, and many experts, wouldn't recommend getting a pet grizzly bear without expert knowledge and proper training that would help you manage this lovely beast. Number 5. Alligator. This predator can live up to 60 years. Alligators are cold-blooded, pun very much intended, meaning they are ectothermic animals that cannot regulate their own body temperature but assume temperatures of their surroundings. These opportunistic feeders eat fish, turtles, wading birds, snakes, frogs, and small mammals, but a human leg or arm would do too. According to Tim Harrison, public safety officer for the city of Oakwood, California, privately owned alligators are one of the most common animals on human attacks, as he has dealt with this throughout his career. Clearly, cute baby alligator enthusiasts aren't going to deter from owning them as pets, even if that meant keeping a 14-foot-long creature capable of killing prey as big as cattle. It's also worth mentioning that a grown alligator has a biting force of about 2,000 pounds, and that even a nick from this beast could cause an infection serious enough to require limb amputation. So, are you hoping people would stop buying and owning gators as pets? Well, hope harder. Number 4. Chimpanzee. Chimps are our closest relatives, so it's only natural for us to want to befriend them and own them as pets, right? Well, it's not as simple. These great apes, found across Central and West Africa, are highly social animals and are led by a dominant alpha male and his coalition of male allies. They exhibit many commonalities with us, including the ability to stand and walk upright, as opposed to the so-called knuckle walking, the ability to use primitive tools to communicate in different ways, and are proved to have individual personalities. Does that make them man's new best friend? Not really. Although baby chimps can be incredibly cute, as they start reaching sexual maturity, their natural instincts to climb the dominance hierarchy emerge, which is followed by displays of aggressive behavior, including toward their human owners. At the age of 5, chimps are usually 5 to 6 times stronger than the average adult human, so at that point, owning a pet that could break you in half or smash your head in a split second doesn't sound like the best idea. However, there is a market of people who are fascinated by these human-like creatures that they actually want to own them as pets in places where owning a chimpanzee is legal. If the description of their extreme fits of aggressive behavior and sheer strength doesn't dissuade these animal lovers from buying and flaunting their chimp pets, nothing will. Number 3. Wolf dog. One of the scariest and probably most dangerous creatures on this list is the wild domestic mix. Wolf dogs are products of mating a domestic dog with a gray wolf, eastern wolf, red wolf, or Ethiopian wolf, with admixtures between dogs and gray wolf being the most common since they are considered the same species. This creates a sometimes unsettling hybrid between man's best friend and a wild wolf that more often than not gets bad press, even though most wolf dogs are generally considered to be susceptible to domestication as most dogs. There are, however, those who claim that aggressive characteristics are an inherent part of the wolf's dog temperament, and evidence of wolf dogs leaving bloody trails behind them would seem to be at least convincing enough to keep the debate about whether they should be kept as pets open. Wolf dogs have definitely captured many dog and/or wolf enthusiasts' attention and imagination, with the girl with wolf dogs phenomena flooding social media. The USDA estimates between 300 and 500,000 wolf dogs being kept as domestic pets in the US. The most common hybrid is gray wolf mixed with Alaskan Malamutes, German Shepherds, and Siberian Huskies to achieve the closest wolf-like appearance. One of the most infamous incidents with wolf dogs includes the case of a 50-year-old Sandra Piovin of Salem, Pittsburgh. Apparently, Sandra had bled to death after having been attacked by 9 wolf dog hybrids that she had been keeping as pets. This case disturbed many people, leading them to believe that some animals are just too scary and dangerous to be raised and played with in your backyard. Number 2. Tiger. We all watched Tiger King, and that documentary alone should be enough evidence that tigers should not be kept as pets. The epitome of elegance and strength, the phenomenon of pet tigers perfectly encapsulates why and how owning a tiger has become a status symbol throughout history. However, can tigers ever fully reach the level of domestication where people could emulate Mike Tyson and safely keep them as pets? The short answer is no. These feline predators are large, strong, and dangerous, opposite to what their cute, cuddly baby versions would suggest. In the first year of their life, tigers can grow to hundreds of pounds, with scary canine teeth and claws that would make a 1-year-old cub, let alone a grown tiger, a terrifying animal to be kept as a pet. Tigers usually grow to be 600-pound, 11-feet-long, predatory cat-like creatures with killer instincts. They are aggressive and territorial, especially the males. They eat dozens of pounds of meat a day, require constant oversight, and need acres of expensive high-security enclosure if kept as pets or in zoos. That hardly sounds like the ideal replacement for your old-school puppy or cat. Yet for those who can afford it, these scary hunters are what feline dreams are made of. There are more tigers kept as pets than there are in the wild, where they really belong. Number 1. Hippopotamus. Hippos are often viewed as good-natured, harmless, almost comic caricatures that wouldn't hurt a fly, even though they are the 3rd largest mammal on land. This misconception has cost several people who tried to keep them as pets their lives. In reality, the hippopotamus is a dangerous creature with incredibly powerful jaws and sharp teeth that could crush a crocodile or split a boat in two. They are responsible for over 500 human deaths every year and are the world's deadliest land mammals. Would you keep 1 or 2 of them at home and treat them as purring kittens? Hippos can weigh to an incredible 8,000 pounds. Their huge frame may seem as an obstacle, but in reality, these scary-looking animals seem even less like pet material after reading many accounts of hippo admirers who tried to keep them as pets being crushed and mauled to pieces. One of the most horrifying examples of this is the case of Humphrey the hippo, who bit his rescuing owner and farmer to death in 2011, when the farmer's body was found completely submerged in the river where he had rescued the hippo 6 years earlier. If you ever find yourself having an irresistible urge to own a pet hippo, resist it. Thanks for watching. Which one of these animals do you think is the craziest pet to have? Would you ever have one as a pet? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!